freely choose to make this video, or were there other deterministic forces necessitating my making this video? Can those two positions be reconciled through something called compatibilism? Or is compatibilism simply a cope for those folks who acknowledge the deterministic nature of the universe, but who don't like the thought that we aren't genuinely free to make choices in a libertarian sense? Well, the good news is none of that matters for the purposes of this video. As many of you know, I am not a believer in free will, nor am I a compatibilist. I'm also not a narcissist, so this video will not be all about me. It's going to be all about the tribal war god of Abraham and the allegedly holy word he's given to those who believe in them. Let's think about this triomni trinity of a God together and see if the idea of free will aligns with what we know about them. My contention is that both the attributes of God, in particular their all-knowingness and their all-powerfulness, as well as the stories contained in God's allegedly holy book, demonstrate that the God of the Bible has no regard whatsoever for our free will. Indeed, the very nature of this being makes the notion of free will impossible. First, God either created us or allowed us to be created via the natural process of fertilization entirely without our consent. We didn't get to freely choose whether or not we'd like to exist. For such a choice to have been made freely would also have required, at the very least, information about the various possibilities we might face. If God told you,
"This life is filled with an immeasurable amount of injustice and suffering,"
would you have said yes? I doubt it. See Mr. Deity and the consent. Second, the tribal war god of Abraham is allegedly omniscient, all-knowing, which suggests that there are no free choices, period. For an all-knowing being, nothing happens. Everything has already played out. In God's mind, you've been watching this video since before time began. That has always been known to them perfectly, and there isn't anything you could have done to change it without destroying God's perfect knowledge. Good luck with that. Additionally, God knew all the various antecedent causes which would lead you to watch this video right now. So, they created you in just such a way, at just such a time, in just such a place, giving you all of the various experiences and proclivities which would put you in the place you're in right now, watching this video. And again, there isn't anything you could have done to change that. Third, the tribal war god of Abraham has a plan. And to make that plan happen exactly as they needed it to happen requires all of us to do exactly the things they always knew that we were going to do. Think of Judas. For Jesus to have been crucified that Passover, Judas needed to become one of the 12 disciples and have all the experiences Judas had with Jesus, which led Judas to betray Jesus that Passover. Could he have done otherwise? No. That was God's plan. Fourth, God either intervenes in history or they don't. If they intervene in history like they did in the case of Paul, then that intervention removed the epistemic uncertainty Christians will tell you is required for us to make the choice to believe in God freely. If God doesn't intervene to give you the knowledge of their existence, then you are left without the knowledge to make a genuinely free and informed decision to believe in God. Fifth, God allows others to take your free will. This can be done as simply as God allowing someone to lie to you in order to get you to choose to do something you wouldn't have done otherwise. You may never have freely chosen to kill another person, but if another person is about to kill your baby and stopping them requires your killing them, they've forced you to do something you would never have done. Of course, a person killing or harming another also robs us of our agency, and God allows that all the time. Finally, and related to our last point, we see instances in the Bible of God maliciously taking an individual's free will, as they did in the case of Pharaoh. God hardened Pharaoh's heart so that he would not allow the Hebrews to leave Egypt. Arthrosclerosis is a bitch. Not cool, God. I'm sure you have additional examples demonstrating God showing no interest in our free will. post those examples in the comments, but only if you can do so freely. Once again, I'm me. Thanks for watching.